Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Whyyyyy. Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to let you know what I am doing as far as the race that I'm playing. So, as you can tell, we probably, it's kind of obvious, we went back to human. So, why did we go human instead of saying dwarf? Great question, great question. So, pretty much, maybe I can really highlight this by coming in and checking out the hero stuff. Our hero research is not very high. This account is not very old. This is a very new account. So because our hero research is really low, and especially our gladiator paladins, we're not able to have the frontline stuff for dwarfs. So basically, my rationale with going dwarf in the first place was I wanted to be able to kill heroes really fast. And also, Dwarf is just kind of fun. It seemed like it was becoming the meta, and after all, this game is about having fun. So now with the amount of attunement scrolls that we receive for free and just from events, it's actually not that bad to switch races. You just gotta wait for the chakra cooldown. I suppose if you have a really high tempo, wait for the tempo reset if you need like +6 for swords or something like that. And also, of course, the research. So I think it's much easier to switch races, and I just kind of wanted to go have some fun. The biggest benefit I could see as playing as Dwarf is that the snipers are just really good at killing enemy heroes. And because the snipers are so good at killing enemy heroes, where, you know, I'm struggling with killing heroes as any other race, that was very much appealing to me. But I think I've kind of solved that problem because I had a few setbacks with Dwarf. The first one being my mechs aren't high enough level. I think if this is not mechs, but if we're able to look at this, we would only have level 14 mechs, and my health pool overall for the mechs is very low, which means things like Noble Blood aren't going to get as big of a boost as if my mechs had like 9 million health or something crazy like that. So I think my mechs were not tanky enough at this point in the game. Granted, if we look at like the dual tower stuff or whatever, I'm very rarely fighting anybody that's around my core power. Everyone's way stronger, usually by at least hundreds of thousands, if not millions. So that being said, it's kind of an uphill fight, and Dwarf wasn't really getting me where I needed to go. The mechs could not tank long enough. Sometimes they could, and maybe all of my snipers would just die, but the mechs weren't tanking enough, and my gladiator paladin heroes were not tanking enough or high enough level. So because this is still a relatively new account, I can't get all of my heroes maxed out EXP yet. Right now, I still really need to prioritize very closely, and each EXP card that I use has to be used 100% appropriately. Otherwise, I'm just going to be wasting resources, and I'm not about that type of life. So going back to humans, it made sense because we're in our first streak, and I still wanted to have the ability to kill off enemy heroes and or the dragon. So what I did was, in the past, and like what Taint would tell me is go with the Zen archers, because the Zen archers, you can get the double arrows out. Double arrows means double damage, all that great stuff. And I do see some benefit with that. And honestly, I will go back to doing Zen feather shots or Zen archers eventually. For right now, because I'm constantly doing uphill battles, whereas people, again, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of core power higher than me, I am running with the dire archers. So if my goal of going dwarf was to kill off enemy heroes and or dragon, then I can kind of subsidize that as humans with going with the dire archers as opposed to the Zen archers. I think if it's a closer to even fight, like you're either same castle level, like the core power difference isn't too drastic. Core power difference plus massive amounts of castle level differences is just, it's insane to try and get on somebody's level. Like when they have both of those advantages, and then they're also going to win all stats because I have not been farming honor, and I'm doing really good with it. The problem is it's such an uphill fight that I struggle taking down either the dragon, which is going to be like level 60, and I have level 14 archers, or their hero research and everything, like I'm not going to be able to kill off their Balrog. It's just going to out heal anything I do. So the way that I'm kind of compensating for everything is going with the dire archers. The Zen ones I think are better overall for PvP. I agree with Taint, but considering the giant differences, I cannot kill a dragon going up against somebody with 1.5 million core power or 2 million core power advantage that has 7 castle levels on me. I can't do that with Zen archers. With the dire archers, I have a way better chance of actually killing that dragon. And to be honest, I'm not going to win the fight if I can't kill the dragon. Right? So I think that's really helping me out as humans for right now. Once I hit castle level 50, or once like those discrepancies kind of balance out a little bit, then I'll switch back to the Zen archers. So that being said, everything else for humans is kind of obvious for the benefits. The sieging with the swords and everything, I always say that I hate sieging, so as you can tell by my honor score, like I could care less for sieging people. But it's always there and it's available. I really love the idea of resurrecting the troops. So there's a lot of things centered around humans that I just really enjoy. The archers are devastating. I love them so much. So it's nothing against Dwarf. I'm just not ready to go to Dwarf. And I know I get a lot of questions, whether it's from comment section or in the OGC community chat, where people will ask me, why don't I go Rockin' or why don't I go Sylph? Because most people know I could care less for Lich. I have gone Lich before just to farm honor, but I could really care less about Lich. For me to play, it's just not my race. It's not my cup of tea. I could do any other race except for that. And the reason why I'm not going Sylph and or Rockin' yet, because I don't want to keep anything off the table, is I do have level 50 equipment for my archers, which is huge. Everything else is 4, and my swords are at 9-star or level 45 for all of their gear. One piece is slightly higher. That being said, everything else is 4-star, so I think for where I'm at as far as troop equipment, I'm in a pretty good spot considering this account's not that old. We're only castle level 43. But I think for where we're at, I'm better off just getting the swords to 10-star equipment. That way I have 2 troops with 10-star equipment or level 50 equipment, whatever. And once I have those 2 done, then I can work on a 3rd troop type to get them up to 7 stars. I mean, you're going to do that overall anyways. But if I can't get 6-star equipment at a minimum on a turtle or on mana worms, then there's no point in switching races. If you can't afford it either through chakra, if you can't afford it through gears to make sure that you hit the bare bones minimum, then it's not worth going to a race that requires so many additional resources to be dumped into it to have multiple troop types available. At least with Dwarf, Lich, Human, you only need 2 troop types. That's your melee and that's your backline. When it comes to Sylph, you absolutely have to have at least a minimum of 3 troop types. Honestly, you no matter what, you need trees, you need mana worms, and you need mushrooms. Whether or not you decide to throw in archers, I mean, that's kind of up to you, and I still don't think you can go wrong with throwing a pack of huntresses in front of your heroes on your hero side. They're just going to eat a bunch of damage. Gan heals them extremely well. But if you're looking at a formation like that, all of a sudden that's 5 troop types. I can't afford that. In Rockin', like, you need a turtle, you need archers, and you need swords. You can't really do Rockin' super well without it. It's possible, but I think that you're just going to be missing out on all of that potential. So before I consider swapping to one of those races, I need to at least hit my benchmark goals for humans, which is get 2 troop types fully maxed out before doing anything else. So anyways, that is why I went back to humans and kind of some of my thoughts on upcoming changing races and everything else. So if you guys did enjoy this, please smash the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing and helping out the channel. Down below there is a description. Go check that out. We have a bunch of stuff. There's OGC merchandise. You can go do direct donations if you want to further support the channel. We have a Facebook group. Check it all out, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a wonderful day and take care.